I am about to watch this movie, and having just reread the book, I'm really hoping that the movie is like Crossroads meets the Fault in Our Stars movie meets Love, Simon. This is my hopes for the movie. I'm watching it right now so that I can bring you my book versus movie. Welcome back, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Katrina and I make bookish content here on this channel at least twice a week, and then movie reviews or occasionally book to movie like this one content at the weekend. All of my social links are in the description box below, including my blog and my Goodreads, so you can keep up with my reading and watching in between times. Make sure you are subscribed so that you don't miss out on any of that future content, and I will leave my book versus movie playlist linked up above. The Fault in Our Stars and Love, Simon that I mentioned, I do have book versus movies for those ones, but today I'm going to be watching the movie of Unpregnant by Jenni Hendricks and Ted Caplan. I just had to learn the author because we've had the issue with the fact that the library covers up all the author stickers and things and does stuff on the inside that means you can't read stuff, but it's fine because I love my library. It's okay. I just finished rereading this book on audio. I read it last year because I got a copy at Book Expo last year. What's that? Didn't happen this year. And I really enjoyed it last year. Rereading it, I picked out a ton more things that I liked about it. I will possibly be even changing my star rating after my reread. When I read it the first time, I read a proof copy. This time I read an audiobook copy and I absolutely loved it. So I'm just about to go and watch the movie and then come here and bring all my thoughts to you. But as always, disclosure before, this will be a spoiler-free book versus movie, and when I sit down to watch a movie adaptation of a novel, I am aware that when the author signs over those rights, they sign over those rights entirely. The movie might keep the title, might change the title, and then change the content completely. It's just that nugget of an idea that they sign over the movie rights. So when I'm comparing, I'm not comparing because I think that the movie should be exactly the same as the book. I am comparing to talk about the major similarities and differences here and give my opinion on which I preferred. So let's go watch the movie. I will be right back. So I am done watching. I have some thoughts. Firstly, I will say that if you are not somebody who is pro-choice, then you will not enjoy the book or the film, but then you would kind of know that going into it based on the synopsis and even the title, because yes, this movie and this book are both pro-choice storylines. So yeah, there are two major sort of scenes or like situations that are removed from the book compared to the movie. One is a storyline involving our main character Veronica'S sister, and another is a storyline involving a strip club. And again, this is spoiler free. I'm just telling you the differences, not how these impact on the story. But the strip club scene and the kind of bit immediately before and the bit immediately after the strip club scene are combined into like a new storyline for the movie. So there's a different scene that essentially gives off the same like stepping point to the next part of the story. But I really like the new scene. I like the strip club scene in the book, really do. And but I really like the new scene. I think it works really well for a movie. I remember when I read this book last year, in my either my written review or talking about it here on my wrap up, saying that this would make an amazing road trip movie. And I think it is an amazing road trip movie. So those are two major scenes that have been taken out. The fact that Veronica'S sister stuff is missing, it gets very briefly mentioned, like in passing. Like Veronica'S family is there in essence, but never really like main character type of storyline. But yeah, the friends and family expectations that are put on Veronica, because she has a lot of expectations put on her. She's gonna get the best grades and she's gonna be the perfect daughter and the perfect friend, or so she feels anyway. The way that that is done visually at the start of the film, as we're getting to know her, I really like that. We just kind of see her walking through her home and seeing the various like awards and things on the walls. I really like that, and I like the fact that her sort of friends' expectations of her are done very much through text messages. And we do have the text messages in the book. Obviously they're more visual in the book, and on the screen they've done that thing where they put the text messages on the screen. So I really like that. I like the fact they kind of kept that in but displayed it really nicely in the visual format. I really like that. I also really loved, I loved Bailey as a character in the book, even though she is a little bit of a stereotype. But stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason, right? But I feel like we get to know her quicker in the movie because we can see her on her own. We don't have to just see her through Veronica's eyes, because the book is from like Veronica's point of view. We always see Bailey through Veronica's eyes, and so being able to see her in the movie doing her own thing in her own home, we instantly get to know what type of person she is, what she's about, and kind of get to know her personality a little bit more as well, which I thought was really cool. I also really loved the way the characters were cast. Obviously we have a couple of these characters who've been in other like YA movies or YA TV shows, but I really loved the casting. The only person that kind of looked different from what I was expecting was Kevin. In my head in the book he was blonde, but I don't think it's ever said that he's blonde. I don't know, I kind of yeah, but I did picture him having longer hair, and he does have longer hair, so that's quite cool. But I love the casting, especially the casting of Bob. I'm not going to go into who Bob is because it would give spoilers away for the storyline, but if you have read the book, you will know how Bob comes into the storyline, and I love his casting. I thought that was fantastic. And yeah, Bailey and Veronica, really well cast. I think that they were fabulous choices and really kind of have taken on the characters that I read about in the book and kind of saw in my head, and seeing them on screen was great. Is it a rule in like a YA movie, a YA novel adaptation, that there has to be a carnival? There's not a carnival in the book. There's a really cool other roadside attraction in the book, but there's a carnival in this. It does lead into the kind of scene that replaces the strip club scene, but why is there always a carnival? I didn't go to like tons of fairs growing up. Is it something that like actually is a thing? Growing up in Missouri, Texas, New Mexico, we got our road trip going on. Like, is that a thing? Because there's just always a carnival. Like, do production companies have like a stock cart full of like, this is the carnival stuff for when we make a YA novel adaptation movie. There's the carnival stuff for when we make a teen series. We have to have a carnival in there. Yeah, is that a thing? Is it just something that kind of growing up in the UK I missed out on? Tell me in the comments, please. I really need to know. But yeah, more comparisons with the book. I really like the fact that there's some music talked about in the book, which I wasn't sure they'd be able to do in the film just because of rights and what have you, but it's there. It's the same, and it's kind of even more so, and I love that. And then we have the fact that when it comes to sort of like important key moments in the book, obviously this is a book about, you know, a teen who is pro-choice and who, you know, makes the choice for herself because it's her own body. And so some of that key dialogue that's in there is exactly the same word for word in the movie versus in the book, and I really like that. I like the fact that we've like hammered home these important moments. Bailey and Veronica's past is kind of more cemented in the movie, and I loved their friendship in the book, so I really like the fact that we've got that cemented in the movie. So really like the way it's been adapted. But then We have the fact that we've got the ending is ever so slightly different. Again, that's not a spoiler, it's just very slightly different. There's no spoilers, I'm not talking about any major changes, but it really enforces that kind of pro-choice message. And so I really like and do not mind the change in the ending. Also, going back to Bob in the book is kind of a little bit more of a kind of neutral character, but I feel like he kind of enforces the pro-choice thing, your body, your choice, in the movie. And again, I really, really like that. So I would say that if you have not read the book, then this is a movie that is one that you would watch going as just a streaming movie. If you have read the book, did I say if you haven't read the book first of all? So yeah, if you haven't read the book, it's a good straight to streaming movie. If you have read the book, I think it's a really good adaptation, and I would have gone to see this in the cinema if I was going to the cinema right now, just because I really loved the book. I loved it so much more on a second reading, and I think that they did a good job with the movie. However, if you're going into the movie as just a movie, it's a really good streaming movie. So something that you might want to watch tonight, again, know the content going into it, know that there is talk of abortion and pro-choice, and the girls also do make some questionable choices throughout, which, you know, if you're very like things must be followed to the letter of the law, it might bother you a little bit, but it's fiction. So yeah, I didn't mind the changes that they made. I thought it was good casting, and I really liked the things that stayed the same. I thought they did a good job. I really loved reading the book again, and I'm glad that the movie coming out gave me a chance to do that. Let me know in comments, thing about the carnival. Have you read the book? Will you be watching the movie? Let me know. As always, if there are other book to movie adaptations you would like me to talk about here on this channel, let me know in comments. I do have quite a few in the works right now. I'm just waiting for my hold on some library books to come through, and then we'll be good to go. I will be back with more bookish content for you very soon, and more movie reviews and book to movie content. So make sure you are subscribed so that you don't miss out on that content. Hit that notification bell so that you can watch it as soon as it's up. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I will see you with my next video soon.